Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is Monday. It's the 27th and last Monday of the month of January. Groundhog Day, I guess, falls over the course of the weekend. This month is already pretty much over and done with. And as we look ahead to the next one in your weekend, potential nor'easter aiming for the East Coast, which could play a part and have an impact on our weather. One of about 2 or 3 scenarios and systems that we're talking about in your forecast tonight, a couple of which may have a bit of a winter impact. I'll tell you what I'm willing to at this point. I say willing because it's really just too far out there to really pinpoint anything, but I'll give you some chances in just a few moments and a few windows, so to speak. Before I am off to Pikeville, the McGoffin County Hornets, of course, traveling to Pikeville tonight, a road game tonight. We are going to get caught up real quick on scores and schedules because the season is quickly winding down, and this, of course, time of the basketball season is when district play heats up, and we're halfway through those district matchups. We'll go through that and a few scores and schedules and things before I leave you, and the rest that I need to make sure we mention tonight, and a lot happening on our calendar. A lot of other news that we're still working on that we'll pick back up when I see you back here tomorrow night after we get back with those highlights from Pikeville. More on the weather forecast in just a few moments. I have never been to Rush, but I hear it's a good time and know a lot of folks who have, and it looks to be getting a major boost. I'm talking about the off-road park in the Ashland area. Well, today it's getting millions of dollars in support. Governor Beshear and Congressman Rogers announced a $4 million grant for improvements to infrastructure at the 7,000-acre ATV-UTV park located in the southern portion of Boyd County. The awarded Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet Abandoned Mine Lands Pilot Program grant funds, say that 3 times real fast, is going to help the Rush Off-Road Park, which is about 12 miles southwest of Ashland, add a new access road and extensions of sewer and water lines to its trailhead. Hal Rogers saying in the announcement that, quote, our rugged off-road trails are attracting more and more people to eastern Kentucky, and this grant will help the Rush Off-Road Park entice visitors to come and stay a little longer by adding the infrastructure to support new cabins, campsites, and other facilities. Congressman Rogers has championed about $450 million in federal funding for the AML pilot program since 2016, as well as Senator Mitch McConnell along his side. The Rush Off-Road Park opened its doors up for business back in December of 2012 and has been growing ever since. Completion of the infrastructure improvements are going to allow additional future development at the trailhead area to include cabins and full-service campsites and a welcome center, a shower and a bathhouse, a vehicle wash facility, a storage facility, and service to those areas with sewer, water, and electric utilities, which will help, of course, will help all of it function and attract more people. Hopefully, I'll get a take in Rush Off-Road Park one of these days and be one of those folks. A Johnson County man was arrested after apparently beating or assaulting a woman with a hammer and pliers to the point she had to be airlifted to a medical center. I've got that arrest in your calendar next.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785.
Appalachian Wireless wants to know if you're tired of settling for a phone you didn't really want because it was more about the cost of the device rather than the phone you really wanted. Well, Appalachian Wireless has the solution, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. With Advantage, every phone model is back on the table because you only have to pay the taxes on the device you really want. Many of our hottest smartphones are less than $50 up front, then a few extra dollars on your monthly bill. With Appalachian Advantage. Payment agreement is required. See store for complete details.
Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this, stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall, wrongful death. Your case matters to you. Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
This Johnson County man was arrested over the course of the weekend for attacking and assaulting a woman to the point she could barely walk and talk, attacking her with a hammer and pliers. He was found passed out with the items that he used to assault the woman, as well as 2 stolen motorcycles.
Yesterday afternoon, around 4 o'clock, officers with the Johnson County Sheriff's Department say they responded to a complaint of an assault on Honey Lane. And that when they got there, they found a female victim walking in the front yard of a residence, having trouble walking and barely able to speak to officers from the severity of her injuries. Police saying that she had wounds to her face, her hands, her legs, and her mouth. And someone who lived there told the officers that the suspect, Joshua Eric Cottle, was actually asleep in a building beside the residence. That's where authorities then went, and they found Cottle lying on the bed, believed to have been passed out at the time. They put him in cuffs, and after they stood him up, they found a handgun in his back pocket. And they also say that they found at the scene the pliers and hammer that the victim claimed Cottle used on her during the violent assault. A further search of the building that he was found passed out in also turned up several items of drug paraphernalia and not 1 but 2 motorcycles that had been reported stolen. Cottle was arrested for strangulation in the first degree, assault in the first degree, domestic violence, receiving stolen property, and possession of drug paraphernalia, while the female victim was taken to the Palby Hall Medical Center, but from there airlifted to the Pikeville Medical Center for the severity of her wounds.
Still some more news and announcements to cover, and we're going to cover your weather and basketball, 2 main topics after the break. But before we get there, here's this Monday's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar that starts off with the birthday.
Birthday wishes start tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. A special birthday wish going out to Nikita Reisner. Happy birthday to you from Papaw and Mamaw Fletcher, Aunt Nessa, Willie Shepherd, Bubby and Sissy, and a whole lot of family and friends. Happy birthday, Nikita. Going on to our other calendar announcements, a reminder that the Water Into Wine Food Pantry is distributing this Wednesday. It's the last Wednesday of the month, which means the time changes from 4 to 6. I say please bring your pantry card and something to put your food in, and call if you have any questions. 606-244-4818. Water Into Wine this Wednesday, 4 to 6. Revival is going on right now. Started last night, and it's 7 o'clock nightly here in Sagersville on East Maple Street at the Sagersville Pentecostal Church of Christ. They say, come, bring someone with you, and don't miss out on a blessing, a healing, or a life-changing experience. Revival this week, nightly at 7 at the Sagersville Pentecostal Church of Christ. Calendar announcements can be seen and heard here on Your News Today by simply getting them to me any way you can. Nightly obituaries brought to you by the McGoffin County Funeral Home include services that were held earlier today for Mamie Lemaster Francis, who passed away Friday at the age of 80. She's survived by her husband Paul and her son Daryl, and daughters Debbie Borders, Connie Hale, and Paula Hall, as well as brothers Benny Lemaster and Denny Lemaster, and sisters Mabel Rodriguez, Betty Rogers, Lily Mae Castle, Kathy Lemaster, and Linda Hall. Once again, services for Mamie held earlier today. 68-year-old Alice Faye Bailey Howard of Royalton passed away on Friday evening, the wife of Woodford Woody Howard, and besides her husband, she's survived by her son, Dalton Bradley of Sagersville, daughters Ginger Howard, Melissa Arnott, and Amanda Arnott, brothers Henry Bailey, Norm Bailey, Danny Bailey, and sister Mary Joseph. Funeral services are going to be held tomorrow afternoon at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Friends can call on the funeral home tonight for visitation. And 74-year-old Irvin Ray Hall of Lacey Creek passed away on Saturday evening, survived by his wife, Wanda Gamble Hall, son Scotty Hall, and daughter Crystal Russell, as well as brothers Happy Hall, Berlin Hall, Basil Hall, and sister Connie Gamble. Services for Mr. Irvin Ray Hall are going to be held this Wednesday at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Visitation starts tonight and will continue all day tomorrow. You know what's just around the corner? Valentine's Day, and for a very limited time, while they're getting ready for Valentine's Day, you can come in and get 50%, that's half off select home decor and 50% off women's winter clothing at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. It's a must-see sale at the Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville for a limited time. Half off women's winter clothing and home decor while it lasts. The Seasonal Shop. Come by or call 349-3223. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series, and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models, hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1,000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more, for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at Red Light number 4.
Well, everything from the doubleheader between the Tigers and the Hornets, and Lady Tigers and Lady Hornets next week, to myself headed with the Hornets to Pikeville just as soon as I can get out the door, and everything else you need to know about high school basketball as this season is quickly winding down. We're also halfway through district contests for the season, with those last few to happen in the last few games of the regular season.
Yeah, the boys have been off since last Wednesday. We showed you highlights where they came back from Morgan County with a win by 10, putting the boys at 11-8 right now on the downhill side of the regular season. They are also looking for their first district win, not tonight as we travel to Pikeville, but they've got a couple of chances left as we're getting closer to the district tournament every day and certainly every week as well. So at Pikeville tonight is where we're off to. Wednesday, it's at Paintsville, and then February the 1st, which is this Saturday, the next, and one of the last 3 home games for the boys. I think it's also senior night as well. They're hosting Floyd Central this Saturday evening. But it's Pikeville tonight, and then at Pikeville tonight again, and then at Paintsville this Wednesday for the boys. While for the Magoffin County Lady Hornets, they too have been off for a few days, going back to last Tuesday, and they're off tonight, but they're hosting Betsy Lane tomorrow night at 7:30. The girls have actually got about 6 home games left on their schedule right now, looking for their 3rd win of the season, and they're hoping to do it against Betsy Lane tomorrow night here at home. They're also at Paintsville this Wednesday, and then hosting Martin County this Friday, and hosting Floyd this Saturday. So a lot of girls action in the next few days ahead. As for the Tigers and Coach Landon Sloan, when I left you last, they were probably in the middle or just ending their 2nd round in the State All-A Classic Tournament. They fell in that one to Hazard, 39-48, the final score against a tough Hazard team. So the Paintsville Tigers made it to the 2nd round of the All-A State Tournament, but have since made their way home and will be hosting Magoffin County this Wednesday night, as I kind of just referred to. The Paintsville Tigers have just got 2 home games, including the one this Wednesday where they're hosting the Hornets. 2 home games left in their regular season schedule, including Floyd Central on February the 11th. The Lady Tigers last in action last Tuesday at home. That was a win over Prestonsburg, 47-35. They've been off, and they are at Floyd Central tonight. They are hosting Lawrence County tomorrow night, and the Lady Tigers hosting Magoffin County, as we said a minute ago, this Wednesday night. Johnson Central and the Golden Eagles were at Covington Catholic over the weekend. That was a Saturday game. That was a loss, 52-80 for the Golden Eagles after 6 wins in a row. They are still number 2 in 15th Region basketball standings, now at 13-7 after that loss. And tonight they're on the road again. It's to Martin County they go, and then Saturday they're hosting Paintsville, and then next week they're hosting Perry County Central in their next 2 home games for the Golden Eagles. And for the Lady Golden Eagles, Saturday, a road game at Belfry, a loss by 11, 50-61 the final score. Tomorrow, the Lady Eagles take back to the road, traveling over to Prestonsburg, and then they'll be home on Wednesday night for a 5-game home streak.
So we are, for the most part, almost every team in the 57th District is halfway through district matchups for the season. 3 in and 3 left to go for most everyone. Martin County, the girls, the only exception, I do believe. Now, talking about 57th District boys, Magoffin County High School is at 0-3, Johnson Central is 1-2, Martin County is 2-1, and the Paintsville Tigers are 3-0. This is 57th District. Now, the girls, Martin County is 4-0, Johnson Central is 2-1, Paintsville High School is 1-3, and the Magoffin County High School Lady Hornets are 0-3. Of course, each team, with the exception of Martin County girls, have got 3 games left to decide the 57th District pairings. The 57th District to be at the New Martin County High School this year, just to let you know. And I'll have highlights from the boys' game tomorrow night, and we've got, of course, just very few games really left for most everyone. Most everyone, about 7 or 8 games, pretty much sums up the rest of the season. March will be here before you know it, and so will be tournament time. With that said, let's talk about your forecast. We're going to err on the lighter side of things, the safer side of things. That might not be the way the forecast will go in a few days. We do have a couple of different systems. We've got one weak one on its way out of here right now. We've got one coming in Wednesday, which gives us a shot of some wet and maybe wintry weather, and then one for your weekend. The weekend, one part of a potential nor'easter that could really have the East Coast in its sights and have a big or significant impact on our weather, possibly in a winter fashion as well. However, at this time, we're going to stick to the lighter side of that things, and then lighter side of those numbers, and then we'll kind of monitor it as the week goes on. But with all of that in mind, here's your Licking Valley RECC outlook, which does paint a rather average scenario temperature-wise, and like I said, not one, but a couple of at least decent chances right now of some rain and or snow, those chances possibly increasing, as does the week.
With all of that in mind, here's how things are shaking down right now in your 7-day outlook powered by Licking Valley RECC and the National Weather Service. They are calling for some continued sprinkles. Haven't seen any out there as of the last little bit, but up until about 8 o'clock or so, and a low of 31 under cloudy skies. Pretty calm, pretty normal temperatures as well. That carry us throughout much of your forecast, and we haven't used the word normal in your forecast all that much. But tonight, sprinkles, possibly cloudy, 31 northwest winds, 3 to 7 miles per hour. Tomorrow, dry, cloudy, and 39 degrees. Nothing dramatic or exciting, just clouds, upper 30s, and a light wind out there at mostly cloudy skies. Continue tomorrow night. We're only going to fluctuate about 8 degrees tomorrow from 38 to 39, our high and our low. Pretty much the same exact scenario for your Wednesday, with the exception of factoring in our next round. We've got 3 right now rounds of possible precipitation, rain, and or snow in our forecast. Tomorrow is going to be the first, and it's really kind of the least of which that we're kind of looking at, with a slight chance of some rain or snow in the afternoon to the tune of 20%. Cloudy skies, daytime highs again 39, nighttime lows tomorrow night around 30. A slight chance of some rain right now, holding on to tomorrow night still at 20%, maybe mixing with some snow after 8 when we get down below freezing, and then gradually ending relatively early. So not a big weather maker tomorrow at all. We'll actually hit the lower, close to mid-40s on your Friday, and the sun makes a return. Yay! Mostly sunny, 44, partly cloudy, calm, and 32 Thursday night. And then the next setup begins. Friday, partly sunny and 46. It is Friday night. Mainly after 8 o'clock or so right now. Maybe some rain, maybe mixing with some snow after midnight. Lows right around 34. Not a big winter weather maker here either. Right now we're going to stand pat at about 20% chance of rain or snow Friday night, maybe increasing to about a 30% chance for your Saturday. And that's really Saturday night. 47 and 36 for your high and low on Saturday. A 30% chance of rain and snow late, maybe a 20% throughout the afternoon. Sunday, another 30% chance of some rain and or snow, and a similar scenario, 47 degrees, partly sunny, and I think even the 40s for Monday of next week as well. After that, maybe another weather maker that could come our way and make a run at potentially laying down some accumulating snow. These numbers, as I say, could all be adjusted between now and the middle or end of the week and weekend. For now, we'll leave them on the lighter side of things.
All right, it's off to Pikeville I go. We'll have that, and we'll have other local news that I couldn't get on tonight because I'm off to Pikeville. Again, thank you for being a part of the program. We're also working hard on a couple of stories for the next edition of the Sagersville Independent that I'll be telling you more about in the days to come, possibly as soon as tomorrow as well. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Good night. See you tomorrow.